Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We're at about the midway point, so let's kick things off with Avengers Incorporated #2. Where we left off, Danny Cannon, among a handful of other supervillains imprisoned at the raft, had been killed. And while the others came back at no worse for the wear, basically just put in stasis for a little while. While Danny's body came back, his mind didn't. Instead, he now called himself Victor Sage, or Victor Shade, and appeared to have density control abilities, or at least was able to utilize Cannon's own super speed for density control purposes. This was the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, decided that it was best to take Victor Shade with her to figure out what's going on with what the deal is with him. The end of the issue also showed that apparently the not so dead Dr. Henry Pym and Black Ant are involved in this scheme somehow. So the issue begins at the Avengers Vacation Experience, subsidiary of Flame On Limited, formerly Avengers Mansion. Man's in the elevator talking on the phone with someone. In the elevator, he's attacked by the apparent ghost of Avengers Mansion. Janet and Victor having brunch at what was the Avengers Mansion canteen, but apparently there's a problem with the elevator. The Vision arrives. Him and seeing as how there's another Victor Shade, the Vision. Vision has dealt on multiple occasions with doppelgangers and whatnot, so he's quite curious about this entire situation. Him and the two Victor Shades butt heads, however, the elevator door, but they do talk things out with Vision kind of saying the most logical Occam's razor explanation is this. However, that might not be the case. With Vision posing the question, just what has this Victor Shade been created to be? But a dead body is found in the elevator, the same that was the man that was shown at the beginning of the issue. Apparently the tour guide knows who he is and makes a break for it. Vision analyzes the body. Whirlwind and Wasp give chase to the tour guide, and the ghost appears, seemingly killing him. Only he's wearing a mask. It's not the tour guide. Rather, Farley London, Agent 3. The ghost then attacks a couple in the lobby, but Vision prevents the ghost from harming them and interrupts the program, doing away with it. And the couple is identified as being Maria Peskov and Samson Washington, members of Spy Master's espionage elite. They both state they've left and that they no longer work for Spy Master or do corporate espionage. But Jan's got a theory. Also with Farley London, Master of Disguise. Through fair means or foul, fair it turned out, he borrowed the face of the Avengers Magic Tour Guide. In that persona, he could learn the security setup and lose part of his tour group in a critical moment, long enough for an scholar turned strongman, gymnast contortionist, and Europe's greatest electronics genius to live up to their group name. Once they were in the central control room, Agent 4, Godfrey the electronics genius, did his part. Carefully diverted the revenue stream for Avengers Mansion, which normally goes to a fund for the preservation of the building, into his own secure account. So the ghost was somewhat Herter's creation. Basically, Herter rebooted the locked-off training system, giving it free reign of the mansion, and used it to kill anyone carrying one of the unique phones he built. The mistake was program each phone with their real names, so when the ghost identified poor Farley, well, so did Wasp. And so the three remaining members of the former members of the espionage elite are arrested, and Vision and Victor talk about, namely the fact that Vision, while he admits that he had his misgivings at first, there is still one thing that doesn't sit well with him. That's the fact that for all of Danny Cannon's evil, he still has a right to his own life, and the fact that Victor Shade inhabits that body in Vision's name does trouble Vision quite a bit. And that Victor figures the soonest way to get him out of Danny's body is figure out how he got in, and Vision did give him once over. That also troubles Vision, though. Under the scar on Whirlwind's forehead, there's an area shielded from Vision. How, he doesn't know. There's only one person he can think of who knows Vision systems well enough to try, and, well, Henry Pym has been dead for years. The issue ends setting up our next case. In Asgard, or Valhalla to be exact, Scourge, the Executioner, has been murdered. There's one thing for Scourge has died on multiple occasions. Most notably during Walter Simon's Ragnarok story, when he sacrificed himself at the bridge of Gallerbrew. Most recently during the War of the Realms with the rest of the Asgardians of the Galaxy. But those are mortal deaths. This is him being killed in Valhalla, where his soul is supposed to rest. Well, a simple way of putting it. It's not what Valhalla is about, obviously, but it is an afterlife. He's already dead. How is he dead? Has he just been murdered again? So far, I'm really liking this book. It will be interesting to see what Hank Pym's up to when it comes to Victor. I'm eternally glad that they did bring in Vision, because that was something that did catch my eye. And the first issue was, hey, Victor Shade's an alias of the Vision. So, moving on though to our next book, we've got Incredible Hulk number 5. Where we left off, Hulk was in the Everglades, along with his traveling partner companion Charlie, Banner had once again tried to give Charlie the slip, and she'd wandered into the swamp and awoken a bog witch, while Man-Thing managed to get the Hulk to come to the Nexus of Realities. The two of them could talk. Man-Thing explains that there's a explains what's going on with the Bog Witch, the eldest, and how Hulk is who the Mother of Monsters is looking for. But Man-Thing does manage to convince Hulk to save Charlie. He smashes the hell out of the Bog Witch, and the part of her friend or her brother that was used to get her, Charlie tries over it, and we see Hulk transform back to Banner, and oh boy, that's something. But Betty appears to him. Charlie tries to tell him it's not real, throwing a piece of wood through it, and in a way it wasn't, but no, she's there as Harpy. Explaining she's there on behalf of Eldest. Explaining she's the first of the monsters. The first abomination born against the will of the one above all. She knows Bruce and sent Harpy there to make a deal with her. She just wants Hulk. And claims that Eldest has the power to create life, to create flesh. If Bruce gives his flesh, Hulk's flesh, to her, well, Bruce and Betty get new bodies. Both of them young and healthy the way they were. But Banner wants to know what she wants Hulk for. And Harpy explains that Eldest is giving him a chance to undo all the awful things he's done to them, and suggests he take it. And that is where this story is. We have a backup story focusing on Power Man. Hulk and Power Man are duking it out in front of Charlie. Then later, Power Man's been knocked out, but wakes up at Bruce and Charlie's campfire. Seems they're both looking for meaning. They're both looking for something within, basically. Bruce says he's searching for him, and Power Man's trying to find his own path. I mean, he got his power. His powers weren't born to him. The power, he derives power from others, basically. And then, Power Man isn't. He's not the first Power Man. He's the third, at least. But turns out he was in the vicinity on his way to visit the grave of his father, and basically just kind of Power Man says it's time for him to stop trying to fill other people's shoes and start trying to walk on his own. And that is where the issue ends. So both stories were great. Haven't seen Power Man in a while. I haven't seen him since the end of the Thunderbolts miniseries. So good seeing him. Hopefully we can see more of him, and perhaps continuing his evolution as a hero. Yeah. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Moon Knight, number 28. where we left off, Moon Knight was done fucking around and came to Black Spectre. It is on like Donkey Kong, as kids say. And so, at the Mount, 8-Ball is bringing Tigra, Moon Knight, and Hunter's Moon to the abandoned building in his hover rack. Though, gets shot down. It does get pinged with a missile. The hover rack crashes. 8-Ball's really certainly broke his arm. Moon Knight, he did good. Got him where they needed to be. His job's done, and he, lie low and tells him to lay low till it's safe. Though 8-Ball does wonder how is he supposed to know when it's safe. To which Moon Knight just says, when you see Black Spectre falling past the windows at terminal velocity. We have a flashback to the planning session. First off, soldiers getting recon for Moon Knight. And while Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight and Tiger volunteers, she doesn't hide; she hunts. But Hunter's Moon has to deal with Sarnak and his minions, while Tigra and Moon Knight continue on. Reese isn't part of the strike team because, well, if he doesn't make it back, she's got to run the midnight mission. Back in the present, Tiger steps on a pressure plate, activating explosives. Moon Knight figures he can get rid of he can get rid of the explosives. He can save and then keep going. But Tiger says it'll take too long, and to leave him there, leave her there, and take care of Black Spectre himself. They kiss. He promises to come back for her. And he starts going after Black Spectre's henchmen. 8-Ball is making his way to the vent shaft. Reese is still processing the fact that she's going to be potentially running the midnight mission. Zodiac is called Black Spectre, saying, you can make all the plans you like, but you can't plan for Moon Knight. He's a chaos agent. Anything he touches spins completely out of control. Though Zodiac does say that it's more fun when it's not happening to him. So, Those Black Spectre states that the plan is in motion and Moon Knight can't stop it. As Moon Knight arrives to Black Spectre. Black Spectre states one of them will die that night, and if it's Moon Knight, the whole city goes with him. At the midnight mission, though, well, Zodiac's there, planning to cause problems for the mission itself. And that is where the issue ends. Building up to something big here, the death of Moon Knight, in all honesty. But, yeah. Good stuff. Good issue so far. Good issue. Moving on to our next book, we've got Scarlet Witch number 9. Where we left off, Joseph and Wanda were having something of a similar relationship to the relationship that I think even that Wanda, at least Magneto wishes he had with Wanda, and that to a point I would say even Wanda wishes she had with Magneto. before Magneto's passing. However, he is under some. There's also the last Hex Finder is trying to find is looking for him, and the issue begins with the last Hex Finder imprisoning yet another witch into their cell. That said, in West New York, New Jersey, Wanda and Darcy are moving stuff around, and the basic idea is that someone's hunting witches, so they need to protect them, and perhaps by having them stay at the Emporium. Joseph is Wanda has decided that has realized that the relationship she has with Joseph is more along the lines of a sibling relationship. But apparently they have a busy week ahead of them. Wednesday in Erie, Pennsylvania, Joseph, Wanda, and Omega cleansing a mythical biohazard. Thursday in New Amazonia, war games with Ganymede and the Bacchae. Friday, Citrusville, Florida, Joseph bonds with Man-Thing, and her, Wanda, and Jennifer Kale deal with repelling serpents within the Nexus. Saturday in Arbor City, Maryland, Wanda and her niece Luna undo the demonic contract that was signed with the city, and Pietro and Joseph get to talk. Sunday, they meet with the In-Betweener in Overspace. Also on Sunday, they go to Earth 9811 and help out Crusader with some basically Doom bots. Also on Sunday, in the Endless Desert, they get an artifact from within the belly of a sand shark for Dr. Druid. The artifact being the Lamp of Lucifer. Monday, Grizzly City is making working out a peace treaty. Later Monday, Mystic Crime Scene. On Tuesday, teaching at Strange Academy, fielding a question from one of her former prize students, Eva Quintero. Joseph and Zelma Stanton, the librarian, talk a bit. But Zelma largely talking about the on or off status of Wanda and Headmaster Jericho Drum's romantic relationship. And Zelma has a hat that she wishes to get to Darcy, so maybe Darcy will stop texting Zelma. When it's brought to Darcy, she says, well, maybe Zelma will stop texting her, so, yeah. Back at the Emporium, further work has... This is made to make further... look further into the Mysterium, piece of Mysterium that Darcy has. Joseph shapes it into a blade and throws it into Wanda's arm as the last Hex Finder walks through the last door. intending to kill Wanda. We have a backup story focusing on Eva Quintera. It's occurred last semester at Strange Academy. Eva got sucked into one of Wanda's books, facing off against a demon named Elos. Took a little bit to get Eva out of there, but Elos ended up getting imprisoned someplace even worse by Wanda. And Wanda's proud of her student. And that is where the issue ends. Sad seeing that Joseph ended up being something of a ruse for Wanda. Really, it was really cute, the Joseph Wanda story arc. Moving on though to our last book for the moment, we have the Sensational She-Hulk #1, where we left off in our last She-Hulk series by honestly the same creative team. A group of alien invaders decided to try and blow up Manhattan with a nuke, and Jack of Hearts absorbed the radiation. And it turns out that when he's maxed out on radiation, if he touches She-Hulk, he can drain her gamma radiation. And so, the two of them kiss, enjoy each other's company. Jen's just going to have a nice, happy life. At work, she's representing, apparently, Deviant's Carcass and Ransacked Reject, both of whom used to live with the Eternals, but more recently have left to live among humans. Honestly, Ransack's the problem. They're being evicted, however. Honestly, it does seem like Ransack is the problem. He's kind of a jerk. But basically, Jen needs to read over the lease, see what she can do. Ransack has an argument with Mallory outside, which will be added to his bill. Punch Club meets up, and Titania's arguing about letting her husband, Carl Crusher Creel, more infamously known as the Absorbing Man, participate. Thing's not too keen on it, but Jack shows up. And it comes up that apparently Jack had recently absorbed a bomb, and Titania asked her husband if he ever absorbed a bomb. And so Jack and Crusher fight it out, but things just stopped, and the fight stopped, and Crusher runs off, not exactly keen on being there as he thought he might. And of course, he stomps off, so Titania goes out after him, and well, Titania's Volcano's ride, so yeah. Ben leaves because he promised Alicia he had a thing. But after Jack flies off to absorb some more radiation, so he's safe to be around for Jen, Jen walks home, and waiting in the alley is her cousin Bruce, asking what he wants with her, or what she wants with him. And that is where the issue, our main story, a backup story. Jen is training a college student named Luis, with a bulletproof vest and a helmet. They're stopping an illegal shipment of pumpkin bombs, and basically how to be a superhero. Things like keeping track of what property damage you're responsible for, property damage to sort out, as well as property damage to sort out. Also hurt the bad guys without killing them. But turns out that Luis is supposed to be shadowing. He wants to be a lawyer, not a superhero. And the friend of She-Hulk's dad, the daughter of She-Hulk's dad's friend that wants to be a superhero, comes up as the issue ends. I'm glad the She-Hulk series is back. The backup story was fun, just absolutely fun. But anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.